we have the exam most probably at after the A-level exam, maybe November, and the registration is open now, and you can register for the exam, right? And this is an ideal opportunity because they are not going to increase the examination fee this time. So therefore, try to finish maximum possibles, right? So you have a better advantage. You don't want to pay for lecture fees and anything, right? So try to pass more questions, more subjects this year, right? Okay, so let me start with the past model paper, which I already with you, and in fact we have done the first question uh, up to 5, right? Is correct, no? Up to 5. So therefore now we are trying to do the balance 5, and I told you to also to see whether if you're in a position to write that question number 2 and 3, we try to answer that questions as well. But before that, we please take your question paper. We'll see now the answers to question 1, 6 to 10, right? I hope you have done you have done that paper, and see whether your answers are tally with my answers. Okay, are you ready? Okay, now we'll take the first question, question number 6. Now I told you to change that, change the questions to supervisions of banks, not, right? Not supervisions of banks, not. Now, why banks are supervised by our regulators? Why our banks are regulated by supervisors? Banks are regulated by central bank, right? Now, for supervision, now, first one, what may be the correct answer for question number 6? 1, 6. Can anybody chat? Put your chats. Huh? Can anybody? Okay, there's a chat. So when we are getting the past papers, what do you mean by that, Puta? Getting the past papers mean? I think they are going to load it to the free of charge. Okay, I will try to put some past papers as a question paper. And this is the model papers also. Sometimes some questions are carrying the past papers, right? But anyhow, I will try to do that. But I think it is going to be available at the IBSL website. You can download it. Still not done, but they are going to do it. Otherwise, you can purchase from, I don't know whether it's allowed to come here, right? I will check on that and let you know next time, right? Okay, so what may be the answer for supervisions of banks? Not. What may be the correct answer? Anybody can just give me a B, C, or D. So I need your support, right? So we are going to continue like this, and this question answer session is going to be very helpful for us. That is why I usually take from now onwards. I will give you another question paper next time. So we do 2-3 model question paper, right? Okay, so right now I think this is the first one I have already sent you, right? I think it's available with you. So first 6 question, supervision is banks, not. I told you to change it to supervision of banks, not. What is the importance of supervision of banks? What may be the correct answer? A, B, C, or D? Can anybody just send me and check what may be the correct answer for question number 1, question number 1, 6, part 6, from supervision of banks, not promote prudence, then safety and soundness of banks, soundness and trust, issue of deregulations. Easy one, no? What may be the correct answer? Supervision of banks, yes. Promote prudence, correct. That answer is correct. A is correct. So B, supervisions of banks by regulator for safety and soundness of banks. That also correct, right? Third one, soundness of trust. That also correct. So therefore, the supervision of bank is not issue deregulation, right? The answer is D. Okay, answer is D. Right, then we move into the next question. That question is asking the disclosure. Now it's a good thing. The disclosure of all illegal and immoral practices of an organization by the employee is called as A, social responsibility, B, social entrepreneurship, B, whistleblowing, D, illegal disclosure. What may be the correct answer? Bankers must know the answer. What may be the answer? Now, say if this is talking like this. Suppose your organization, your bank, some of your bank officers or maybe your bank's hierarchy is doing a wrong thing, which is damage to the bank as well as to the environment or maybe to society. You as an employee, you can communicate, you can inform this to another party, to the management, right? So that there is a technical, because every bank must have this policy. According to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, every bank must have a policy, right? That policy empowered the bank employees to inform the management or the senior management or to the regulator or maybe to the government parties concerned. If your bank, particular person or your bank super group of people are doing bad things to the organization, you can inform that to the management. අපි මේ කියන්නේ මේ නීති අනුකූලව පෙස්සවක් නැත්නම් කේලමක් අපි කිව්වොත් මේකට කියනවා සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ දුෂ්කෘත නිවේදනය කියන. සිංහලේ හරි අමාරු සිංහල වචන. දුෂ්කෘත නිවේදනය. Right? So according to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, every bank must have a policy because to protect the employees who is going to give some information to the management about the bad things somebody is doing. There is a specific word for that, and that is we call another whistleblowing policy, right? Whistleblowing policy. So you will going to learn all these things when you go to the DABF under what you call under corporate governance. There is a policy called whistleblowing policy. In Sinhala we call duskruta nivedana, right? If an organization is doing bad thing or somebody is doing against something bad to the organization or maybe to the society, you can, or maybe taking bribe or anything, you can communicate this thing to the management or to the board of directors or anybody or regulator. So that by telling that, so as an employee, you are protected because of this policy. So that policy is called whistleblowing policy. So therefore, answer for 17 is called whistleblowing. Okay, right. Now we move into the question number 8. Right. I think we have done this one. Name 4 benefits of investing in treasury bills and treasury bonds for financial customers. What are the benefits customers going to get it if you invest money in treasury bills and treasury bond? You will remember we discussed the features and characteristics of differences between treasury bills and treasury bonds, right? Remember? Now I'm asking the question, benefits. What are the benefits investor going to get when you are investing money in treasury bills and treasury bond? Right. First one mean, so what is treasury bills and treasury bond? Both are what type of securities? Risk-free securities. That means how we are calling a separate name for that. How you call that? We call them as gilt-age securities. GILD age, ADGE, gilt-age securities. That means risk-free, 100% risk-free. Right? The first one. Right? So you are ensured that your money is going to get it. Then second one, what? You can use as a collateral. Right? You can use as a you can use as a security or you can use as a collateral. Right? Okay. Second one. Third point, actually when you are purchasing treasury bills and treasury bond, you are contributing to the national development because this money is going to the to the government for infrastructure development and things like that. So another important benefit, you are contributing to the national economy. Third one, you or is a easily converted to cash, right? That can be easily converted to cash. That means easily converted to the cash. So if you want money, it's like a cash. You can easily converted to the cash. And there is a secondary market for this. There is a secondary market for that. Now, can you remember repo, repurchase agreement? Right, like that. So there is a secondary market for this type of instrument. Right? Okay. So these are some of the benefits by investing treasury bills and treasury bonds. I hope you have written right. If you are not, please unmute your mic and ask from me or send me a chat. Then I will repeat it again. Right? Okay. Now we moving to the first question number, question 9. Right. Now this is important question. Why real interest is important to fixed deposit customer? Why real interest is important to the customer? Now usually you see what is nominal interest rate. So nominal interest rate mean, right, your real estate plus what? Inflation rate. Now say for an example, the bank is giving, say for an example, right, 10% for your FD for 1 year, 10% interest rate for your 1 year. Okay, so that's a nominal rate. Now suppose, now you deposit 1 lakh today at the rate of 10%. Okay, now end of the month only you're going to get that money, 10,000. Suppose during that period inflation also increased by 6%, for an example. You know what is inflation? Increasing in price level. So then, so what is the actual interest rate you're going to get it then? 10% minus 6%. That is 4%. Right? That is the actual rate you're going to get it. So that means, so what real interest is important because you can say that is the rate which is adjusted to inflation. That is the rate which is adjusted to inflation. Clear? Now nominal rate equal to, nominal interest rate equal to real interest rate plus inflation rate. So real interest rate, nominal interest rate, you have to bring this side and then it's become minus, right? So that means, okay, clear? Right? I think you can see it from here, right? Real interest rate plus interest rate, right, equal to nominal rate, right? Interest rate. Now, what is real interest rate? We say A, B plus C. So therefore, B is equal to A minus 6. So that is mean the rate that is adjusted to inflation is called real interest rate. Okay, clear? Right. Now the last question, the first question. Okay, now I think that of course also we have discussed what is the difference between dormant account and abundant property of banks. Atahara damana lada ba. Right. So what is the difference? What do you mean by a abundant property? Abundant property of banks. Abundant property means deposits or any other funds of customers. Deposits or any other funds of customers that have been dormant for more than 10 years without any communication or instruction from the customer. The sum of the funds or deposits which is held by the banks without any communication or instruction from customer remain for more than 10 years. That is called abundant property. How we differ from Dormant account. The dormant account, how it differ? Usually, now say for an example, so dormant account can be basically again the savings or deposits remain idle for more than certain period of time. Idle for more than certain period of time. The period is decided by the bank. It may be 1 year, 2 year, like that, but it is usually 2 years. But it depends on the banks, right? That is how we call dormant. But as far as the abundant property, the dormant, the deposits or whatever, you have to be there without any communication for 10 years. Remember, for 10 years, right? For 10 years. But whereas a dormant account is less than that, but usually maybe less than 2 years, and it again depends on the bank's policy, right? Okay, so that's the difference between dormant account and abandoned property. Okay, right. Now the questions 2 and 3, right? Question 2 and 3. Okay, before that, so what do you think you understood? Right, Chalani, you understood? Huh? Comment that down. Chat එකක් දාලා එවන්න නැත්තම් මම දන්නේ නැහැ. You understood? Yes, clear, right? Then I will just put somewhere Taranga, no? Taranga. And you randomly select Taranga. You understood up to the first question, the things. Okay, Taranga. Right, okay. Then, so, Mohammed, Dilshan, regular custom of me, you know. Yes, okay, right. So now, then we today, so before we move into the question number 2 and 3, so let me start the today's topic, right? So we'll go and then we'll come back to the questions at the latter part, right? So I think you also having now this tute with you, right? So we are just going to discuss about client's confidence management, right? Now let's look at it. What are the subject areas we need to cover, right? What are the subject areas we need to cover? Now, only 5 areas, right? Now, types of financial clients, customer protections, laws and practices, clients' confidence management, financial product marketing, applications of HR, right? Okay. Now, up to now, we have completed type of financial client. Okay, right. Then we completed customer protection laws and practice. That's a huge area, bulk area. There may be 2 to 3 questions are coming from that area, right? And we are going to discuss today client's confidence management. And that's a very short area. And from next week, right, we are going to start the HRA. Now remember, so we were requested from the institute. So we may go questions, our classes may up to in September. So we have 8 weeks, maybe 8 to 9 weeks more. Okay, 8 to 9 weeks. So during that another 8-9 weeks, we can cover HRM and marketing. Okay, so next week I'm going to give you a HRM where I'll give a lot of theory subs also, and then you read it and ready for starting with me, right? I'll give a lot of theory part on that, right? Okay, so now today what we are going to start, the client's confidence management. Now you see, what do you, it's a very important thing, and it's a very difficult piece of business development today. Why? Because business is purely based on trust and confidence, right? Especially when you are delivering a service, right? Especially the banks and financial institution, you see, it's play an important role, customers trust and confidence. Not only for this, for anything is like that, no. So even for family, husband and wife, girlfriend and boyfriend, what is basically boss and subordinates, employer employee, what is they expecting from all these relationships? Trust and confidence, right? මාව මට බොරුකාරේ වංචාකාරයෙක් කියලා කියන්න නැති වෙයි කියන හැඟීම. So confidence management is, for that matter, for any business is important. But for services like banks and financial institutions, it play a more significant role than any other thing, right? And why all this happen? Because uh, so so people are now, our businesses have become a lack of ethics. So we try to, because too much of every person try to undercut each other, try to resell products to customers, right? So because of the competition, organizations try to tell customers unwanted things, telling wrong things. So the ethics of business today are now going to deteriorate. So deteriorated. That is why we need the importance of trust and confidence. And remember, clients value honesty, right? Irrespective of certain, sometimes we may not get the monetary benefits, right? But client value honesty, right? Whoever who give the honesty, so banks, customers going to be with that particular bank, right? Now let's look at it now, right? What is meant by public confidence by banks? Which is a very famous examiner's question, right? Now public confidence is generally called is the faith of the public in its decision makers, regulatory authorities and government and policies they set. Now I don't want to talk during this time, and this is ideal time, no public confidence about. Now we are going to have election. To whom? I'm not going to ask to whom you're going to vote, right? This is your independent thing. So public decision makers depend on regulatory authorities and government and policies that set. Based on that, we are going to vote for that particular party. Same thing for financial institutions. To what extent the public confidence in bank, right? So they're going to deposit the money with the bank, or maybe have some transaction with the bank, right? Now, what customers are look at it? What customers are look at it? From a trust and confidence, as far as the customers are concerned, what they look at it, there are 4 things, right? So for that, you need to write put up. First one, what is meant by how customers are think. First point, what are you expecting from a bank? So usually once you deposit the money, what are you expecting from a bank? When you require, you need the capital. So money you are deposit with the interest. That is what you're expecting, no? Right? So if somebody has to give assurance, right? Okay, you write the first point. Bank customer, write that first point. There are 4 points, right? One, under that, bank customers. Now why I am sometimes try to give you to writing, why? And then you will be activated, right? Otherwise you will be sleepy, right? After heavy lunch. So don't sleep. So I will make it activate, right? Some parts of your body. Bank customers need, first point, bank customers need assurance, right? Bank customers need assurance. Bank customers need assurance that they have ready access. That they have ready access. ACCESS. Ready access to their funds. To their funds and other bank services, right? The first point, what is meant by public confidence by bank from the banking system for customer. Bank customers need assurance from the bank that they have ready access to their funds and the business services. Third, their records are safe. Second point, their records are safe. What do you mean by that? Their records are safe. Their records, RECORDS, are safe. Now, their records are safe. That means, so their transactions, their businesses are very safe. That is why we have what? We have secrecy law. So you as an employee, you are not supposed to give all this information to third party without consent from the customer's point, right? So what is customers want? Some sort of a secrecy. Their records are safe, are properly maintained. Third point, prudential regulation. Prudential regulation, PRUDENTIAL, PRUDENTIAL, prudential regulation. What do you mean by that? So the banks are adhere to all the rules and regulation, right? Proper regulation. Banks are compliant. Anukulatavi. Banks are compliant to regulation. So prudential regulation. Third point, prudential regulation. Right. Last one. Supervision in place. Supervision in place. Supervision in place. That means we want Nisiyakaring, Palania, supervision in place. Next point. All debits to the accounts. All debits to the account. All debits to the accounts are placed and unaltered. And all debits to the accounts are placed and unaltered. Right? If I withdraw the money or if I credit when I put the money, so ensure that debits and credits has to be ensured without any alteration. That means rupiah 10ක් 100ක් දැම්මනම් ලක්ෂයක් දැම්මනම් ඒ ලක්ෂයම දැම්ම හරියට accounts වල තියෙන්න. So that is what customers expect. Right? Okay. Right? So otherwise what happened? Now, if you lost the public confidence, what happened? Customers panic. But the moment the customers become panic, what they try to do, they just go to the bank and try to withdraw the money. How you call that? How you call that incident? Huh? We call them as these banks. Customers are physically going to the bank and take the money from the bank. We call them as what? Depositor run. So they try to withdraw their money. Right? Now, the moment every customers are trying to withdraw the money from a bank, what is the risk bank is going to face? That is called contagious risk. Contagious risk. That is called systematic risk. No? So banks, so in order to prevent that, so we must build up the public confidence. And also remember, you can put this thing also, public confidence enhances, next point, public confidence enhances, public confidence enhances delivery of, efficient delivery of financial services. Efficient delivery of financial services. Okay, public confidence enhances efficient delivery of financial services. Now, if the examiner asks you what is meant by a public confidence of banks, so you have to write all these things. Or sometimes examiner can be asked, what do you mean by a public confidence by banks? Right? So these are the things you need to. Okay. Now we move into the next part. Now, why this kind confidence and trust also improve its importance for financial system stability, right? You know what happened if you lost the financial lost of customer trust? What happened? As I told you, everybody go and ask the money, right? Okay, now let's look at it. What is financial system stability? Now this, I think you are going to learn under survey also, right? Better, but I am just going to tell you very briefly what is financial system stability, right? What is financial system stability? That is central bank, our regulator expecting. So we must have a financial system stability. Now, can you remember we discussed financial system stability, customer protection laws and rules and practices? Remember? Right. So FSS can be defined as the resilience of the financial system to internal and external shocks. That means if something, any financial or political or any external shock, our financial system is not going to impact. So that means we are very strong. That is what. That is our regulator word. අපි කියන්නේ මොන බාධා ආවත් ගල් පරයක් වගේ අපි නොසැලී සිටිනවා. අපි කියන අපේ ලයිෆ් එකත් ඒ වගේ කියන්නේ. නේද? අපිට ඕන ප්‍රශ්නයක් ආවත් නොසැලී ඉන්නවා බාධක මොනවාවත්. ඒ වගේ තමයි රටක ආර්ථිකය කඩා වැටෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ රටේ මූල්‍ය පද්ධතියේ ස්ථායීතාවය හොඳින් තියෙනවා. Right? That is why it is important. That means basically our financial instruments, financial organizations are all in very well protected. Right? Okay. So what do you mean by financial systems? Good stability mean what? That means we have an effective regulatory infrastructure. Second, we have a very good financial markets. We have a financial institutions. All things are there. That means we have a better financial system stability. So we have a better regulatory system, effective and well-developed financial market where the customers and sellers are meeting, right, for financial things, and effective and sound financial institution. That means we have a better financial system stability. Right? If a country wants to have a better financial system stability, what country need? Effective regulatory infrastructure systems, well-developed financial markets, and effective and sound financial institutions. That is why regulators are come up with new rules and regulation, directions, right? Minimum requirements to maintain our financial system stability, capital adequacy ratio, and things like that. Okay, right. Now let's look at it. Why it is important, as I told you, because all things are depend on what? All are depends on our financial systems. It depends on customer trust and confidence. If the customer trust and confidence lost, so you can't have a FSS. That means better, stable financial system. We cannot maintain if you have lost the trust and customer. So therefore, trust and first we discuss what is financial system stability. In order to have a better financial system stability, what is the most important things? Customer trust and confidence. That if you have not have the better trust and confidence, we don't have a FSS, financial system stability. So therefore, the country is vulnerable to more risk. Right? Okay. So trust and confidence, remember, give rise to better financial system stability, right? Suppose if you lost this trust and confidence, what happened, right? You will experience financial crisis. මූල්‍ය අර්බුද රටේ ඇති වෙන්න. Second, sudden outflow of foreign capital investors in the country. Why? Because the foreigners who have invested in Sri Lanka maybe not trust. They lost the trust and confidence. They withdraw the money from their investment here, FDIs or treasury bills or stock market, they out from the house. And also, what happened? Defaults of loan by borrowers, right? Borrowers also not going to pay the money. Money you have taken. Then what happened? Depositor right. Remember the depositor right? People physically move to the branch and collect the money, called depositor right. And that is failure on one bank may directly affect the other banks. How you call that? Patirayami avadana. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි ඒකට කියනවා system risk. මොකද කියන්නේ systemic risk. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි කියනවා contagious effect. Right? We have done all this thing earlier. Right. Now, so therefore, remember, so it is important for develop the ratings of that institution, right? That is why we have a rating system. To what extent the customers are trusted the organization, and therefore FSS critically depends on public and investor confidence, right? Clear? Right. So now let's look at it now. An important thing, right? So what action? Now we are going to look at it this part in a different way, Puta. Right? Now how to build consumer confidence by your banks? What strategies, what initiatives taken by your bank to build up the trust and confidence of your customers? As a bank, now say your bank, you are working for a X bank, say Sampath, HNB, HSBC, People's Bank, NSB, whatever you bank, commercial, whatever bank you are working. What actions or what initiatives or what strategies taken by your bank to promote your own customers' trust and confidence? Can you tell me what actions your bank has taken? Your bank, individual bank has taken. Right? We are going to write now. First point in your next column. What action your banks taken to protect your customers' confidence and trust? So you are adult, I suppose you are adult, right? Then husband and wife. What action wife going to take to build up the confidence of from the husband or vice versa? Something like that. Where girlfriend hari, husband hari, wife hari, me mahatyage නැත්තම් අපේ boyfriend ගේ හිත නැත්තම් විශ්වාසය දිනා ගන්න අරන් තියෙන ක්‍රම මොනවද? ඒ වගේ what action your bank has taken to build up trust and confidence? Okay, first point, balance confirmation. First one, you can write the next part, the next blank one. What is called balance confirmation, right? First point you can say one, balance confirmation. Now you want to ensure that you want to make sure whatever the money you deposit in your own bank, right? Customer want to know he has depositors, he have a balance of say 2 million. Okay. So you want to make sure that 2 million still there. As a customer, he's like to see how much of money lying in my account. No, right? What banks are giving to build up trust and confidence? Now, some banks are doing, especially Sampath is doing, miss call. Miss call එකක් දීලා අපිත් සමහරට කියන්නේ miss call එකක් දෙන්න මම call back කරන්නම් කියලා. ඒ වගේ miss call එකක් ගහපු ගමන් SMS comes to your account for your phone. This is your outstanding balance. So that is what we call balance confirmation. So example, miss call. Sampath Bank. Some other banks also now doing. So thereby you are having trust. මගේ බැංකුවේ මගේ deposit එකට මුකුත් වෙලා නැහැ හරියට ගාණ තියෙනවා. Right? We call balance confirmation. That is, your bank can given that facility to your customers. Second one, transaction confirmation through SMS. Transaction confirmation through SMS. Right. Okay. Two things. Transaction confirmation through SMS. Right. Now you go and you using a credit card. You go to supermarket, and the moment you do some transaction, immediately you get SMS that you have done a transaction. Or otherwise, if you withdraw the money from the from your ATM, so immediately you get some transaction you have withdrawn such an amount. So what is that? Now that will build up the confidence. If someone is you because your card is in your pocket, but somebody has withdrawn, you get SMS. How it happened? Right? So your customer is have a confidence and trust now. So nothing happened to my credit card or my account, my ATM card or debit card, whatever. Right? That is to transaction confirmation through SMS. That is, your bank can do that for you, build up the customer. Second one, right? Third one. Now, sometimes you can show your ratings. Some banks are telling, some NSBU are saying, we are fully 100% government guaranteed bank. Some banks show ratings. We are AAA rating. නැත්තම් කියනවා මොකද්ද? රාජ්‍ය බැංකුවක ආරක්ෂාවලත් බැංකුවක. රාජ්‍ය ආරක්ෂාවලත් රජේ වග කියන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක කියන්නේ පුළුවන් NSP වලට විතරයි. රාජ්‍ය ආරක්ෂා සහිත බැංකුවක. රාජ්‍ය බැංකුවක. Right? Then රජේ වග කියන්නේ only NSP, right? නමුත් කියන්නේ රාජ්‍ය. So that is how you build up. So third point is using rating given by agencies. If you're AAA bank, that show your confidence. Right. And also, another point you can say, providing internet, mobile banking applications. A lot of applications are there. If you feed bank apps, you can just get into your thing, get all the transactions, especially the credit card. I want to tell you, this is very good in TB Bank, Nation Trust Bank, and also Sampath also having, commercial bank also having. So you get a personal identity card number, and you can log into system, you get all the transaction for you have done. Even for your FDs, and it's going to mature, when it's going to mature, what is the interest rate, everything is given with banks apps. So therefore providing internet and mobile banking applications that will build up the trust and confidence of your bank. You know money is safe, nobody has withdrawn. Right? And next point, what your bank can do. Your bank can conduct financial literacy programs. Bank can conduct, now we have learned these things, different areas. Conducting financial literacy program. That is why you educate your SME customers, right? Bank conduct, and you go to the schools and educate the children conduct financial literacy programs, right? Another point. So you may have a uh, prompt handling customer complaints. You must have a systems prompt handling customer complaints. Now say, suppose you lost your um, credit card or maybe debit card. So bank is closed. To whom you're going to tell? You must have a bank is established a separate system. You can call immediately to their call center and ask them to stop the cancel the balance or whatever, right? For further guarantee your money, right? Okay. Next point. So not to do any wrong things, right? What you call that? Banks avoid mis-selling. Avoid mis-selling. Avoid mis-selling. Right? So you can write anything you feel it as we can accept. The initiatives taken by your bank to protect, to build the trust and confidence of your customers. Banks, maybe individual banks to bank maybe differ. Some banks is better than other banks, like that. Okay, so these are the things you can do build up the trust and confidence of the customers by your individual bank, right? Okay, any more things understood up to now? Okay, understood. Oh, something, right? Okay, understood. Right, can somebody tell me, send me an chat whether you understood or not? Can you okay, right, sorry, I have some things as Samudini mentioned. Sir, can you repeat the last sentence again? What is the last sentence, Puta, which I'm referring to? What you're referring to, I can just explain it again. What is the last you have sent me? Can you repeat the last sentence again? If you can just send me things, I can repeat it again. Right? Sorry for I'm not look at the chat. Right? If you can send me again, what do you mean by the last sentence? I will do it again for here or the previous one, I suppose. The previous one. Right, okay. So otherwise you just call me. My number is not 777. Easy to remember. 864202. Right? Not 777. 8, letter 8. It is under public confidence by banks. All right, okay. Under public confidence by banks. The last point, which is I told you, the supervision in place. Supervision pays, and all debits and credits to the accounts, all debits and credits to the account are placed and unaltered. The last one, I think your reference. Public confidence enhances an efficient public confidence enhances ENHACS and efficient delivery of financial services. Enhance the efficient delivery of financial services. Okay, clear now? Public confidence enhances an efficient delivery of financial services. Okay, clear? Right. That's okay, no? Right. So okay, now we are moving to where are we now, Putra? Right. So now, so we are moving to right. Okay. Now, what our regulator can do. The next point is what our regulator can do to improve our trust and confidence. Now, one thing your bank can do, build up the trust and confidence. Now, what regulator can do to build up the trust and confidence? Now, of course, you know that very well. We have learned that one earlier as well. What the first one? Okay, the first thing is what regulator can do to build the trust and confidence. Strengthen the customers and bank relationship. What they introduce? Customer charter. Okay, through the charter they tell banks how to deal with customers. Clear? Right. And then second one, comprehensive directions of integrated risk management framework. By so therefore banks is not going to collapse, not going to bankrupt. Why? Bank need to establish their own integrated risk management system framework. Now remember, what do you mean by when you're going for a DBF? They may ask you, what do you mean by a good bank? As a customer, what do you mean by from the banking point of view? What do you mean by a good bank? Good bank means the bank who is maintaining a better integrated risk management framework. Right? From the banker's point of view, what do you mean by a good bank? A bank maintaining a very good integrated risk management framework. That means banks identify all the risks and taken some mitigating action. Right? What are the indicators we learned last week? How do you know the bank is properly maintaining their risk? Now, we learned last week. What? NPL ratio, ROE, capital adequacy ratio. Can you remember all things what we have learned? Indicators, right? So that shows the bank is have a better integrated risk management framework. Okay, right. The central bank direct you on. Next, banks must have a corporate governance. Yahapalani, right? So central bank has given, if you need to maintain better corporate governance. So what are the things you need to maintain corporate governance? So you will learn under commercial banking. One thing, have a better educated director board. The difference between the role of a role of a CEO and the chairman. What else? Compositions of the directors. Then what else? Likewise, there are some important things given to the banks. Only thing is to make sure that banks is running a proper, right? Better supervision and minimum capital requirements, right? Okay, not to give loans to one single customer. So you can use it here, right? These are the initiatives taken by the central bank as our regulator to protect the banks. Through that, so they try to improve their trust and confidence. Now, sometimes, now it is not in your handout, right? Now I have put it today morning. So sometimes, now central bank put some advertisement to educate the customers also. Then බලන්නකො මේ මොකද්ද තියෙන්නේ සිංහලේ වලේ ගම්බුර දැනගෙනද පැන්නේ. What do you mean by that? That shows central bank is educating the customers also. Don't put money where give high returns which are not approved by the central bank, right? I07 දිරිගැනීමේ, what is that Sinhala is saying something, right? Now basically what is taking here, so there are some published many press notices to the media and carry out regulatory educational programs. Not only the bank, the regulator also do the things. They publish all the registered finance companies, all the banks to customers to be aware. These are the places you go and deposit the money. Right? So these are the initiatives taken by the who? Our regulator to build up trust and confidence. Now, government. So what government will do? And government also sometimes give introducing new rules and regulation to protect customers. Consumer Protection Act. They bring new things to protect the customers. And also by NSB. So NSB deposits are fully guaranteed by the government of Sri Lanka. No any other banks, mind you. Right? Only NSB deposits and the interests are guaranteed by the government. Right? That is government. Okay? Clear now? Right. Now let's look at it like this. If the examiner asks you questions like this, what actions taken by your bank, regulator, and the government to improve the trust and confidence of the banking system? So then you need to write first, okay, these are the things you introduced by your bank, SMS, then proper handling customer complaints like that, which I explained to you. Second, regulator, 1, 2, 3, 4, then by the government, right? So three parties are come up with a lot of initiatives to protect trust and confidence. Right. Now we'll go some another actions taken by banks to build up the trust and customers. What they're expecting, what customers are expecting from a bank to build the trust and confidence. Right? Okay, first. Now the first important question is asking, explain the specific importance of the customer trust on banks when compared to other business organizations. I කලිනුත් මේක කිව්වා. ඇයි අනිත් ආයතනයත් වලට වඩා දැන් අපි ගිහිල්ලා දැන් ඔයා ගිහිල්ලා පාන් රාත්තලක් ගන්නවා. නැත්තම් සන්ලයිට් කෑල්ලක් ගන්නවා. නැත්තම් කෑම එකක් හරි මොනවා හරි එකක් ගන්නවා යම්කිසි ආයතනයක. ඒකට වඩා කස්ටමර් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා විශ්වාසයක් කෑමත් යම්කිසි පමණකට තියෙනවා. බැංකුවත් එක්ක බලනකොට අනිත් ආයතනයට වැඩිය කස්ටමර් බැංකුවේ විශ්වාසය ප්‍රධාන වශයෙන් සැලකෙනවා. ඇයි? That is the answer, right? So any distrust situation is contagious leading to depositor run. මොකද මොහොතින් හරි අවිශ්වාසයක් ඇති වෙන එක මොකද වෙන්නේ? Customers trust. දැන් හිතන්න ඔයත් එක්ක දැන් ඔන්න අපි සුවදව ඉන්නවා යාළු වෙලා ඉන්නවා. husband hari wife ගමුකෝ girlfriend boyfriend මම කලින් කිව්වා වගේ මොකක් හරි විශ්වාසය පළදු වුණොත් එදා ඉඳන් මොකද වෙන්නේ? කචල්නේ හැම දෙයක්ම බලන්නේ වැරදි විදිහට. right? හැම දෙයක් දිහාම හොඳ දෙයක් කරත් සැකයෙන් බලන්න. සැකේ આવොත් that's the end of the relationship. Any relationship. Right? It rectify karan is very difficult. Right? Come to the normalis is very difficult. Right? So that is why, and not only that, okay, if you look at for the banks, any distrust situation is contagious, leading to depositor run. Now I think you can remember what is depositor run. Gyari aviswasayak awod bank ko gana customers ta මොකද කරන්නේ? And now people are talking about the financial institutions, some banks, bank salary mage. Koi එකටත් මං ගිහලා එකෙන් withdraw කරන්න නේද? And over කියන්නේ කිව්වොත් එහෙම lady, all financial institutions need to be closed, no? All some banks and some finance companies. Why? Depositor run and loan defaults by individual institution may risk of eventual failure. දැන් එහෙම වුණොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? ආයතන වසා දමන්නේ. ඒ නිසා තමයි කස්ටමර් බැංකු වලට වඩා වෙනත් ආයතන වලට වඩා බැංකු වල වැඩි විශ්වාසයක් තියාගන්න. Okay? So other organization, some panic loss of customers. දැන් අපි දු වෙන ආයතනයක customers ලා ටික දෙනෙක් යයි. හැබැයි අපිට ආපහු ඒ customers ලව අලුතෙන් marketing activity දාලා මොනවා හරි දීමනා දාලා ආපහු ගෙන්න ගන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි පුතෝ බැංකුවට ගියොත් ගියාම තමයි he never comes. Right? So other organization, there may be things like that. If they feel it, they lost, right? They lost in only few customers. But you can bring another set of customers. For banks, it is very difficult to do that. Once you lost what am I? Okay? Remember that. Right, next point. Now let's look at it. Explain the nature of trust of depositors have the banks. Now how can you do, what is expecting by the depositors of the banks? What the bank depositors that trust එක? First point. But as I told you, they can withdraw money with due interest at any time they demand or well protected. No, if I want to, if I deposit the money, if I want money back, so if I can take the money without any hassle, so without any problem, so that is what you're expecting from a bank. No, we discussed earlier public confidence. Right? Now, how can you create this type of things with the customers? How can you build up trust of the customers, deposit customers? One, close relationship. One thing is close relationship. That is why sometimes you see some banks appoint relationship managers to deal with high net worth customers. Better relationships. Right? Then maintain a sound liquidity. That is why we told, right, we need to make, central bank said you need to maintain 80% or 20% of your liquidity from your deposits, from your assets. Why? If you don't have money, customer get panic. So in order to give, so we must have money. So liquidity, we learned last week. Okay? Right. And also, and it is our duty to give loans to quality customers. Because why? Whose money we are giving? Customers' money. So if you give to the wrong customer as a loan, he's not paid, it will impact your deposit. Because we have to pay for deposit. So therefore, good governance and good risk management. We have learned, right? In fact, I am discussing some question, right? Past paper question. Now, what we have discussed, how you put it to this. First one, we talk about the nature. What type of expectation by the depositor from the bank, or maybe the trust, and how can you build up that relationship? Okay. Now, just look at it. Borrower. What is a trust the borrower is expecting from a bank? Right? So what? Remember last week we discussed. First one, because trust, they can borrow more than when loans are settled during the given time. So I have taken a loan and I need only part of that. What are you expecting? I need a balance. Right? Right? And also remember, what borrower has taken a loan from a bank. Now, borrower has a difficulty because he has continuously paid this loan. Now, this COVID-19 or something happened to that person, but he's a regular pay, their installment. Due to some unforeseen scene, he is not on a position to pay the money, this installment. Now, are you going to take the security? But he has, because of one delay in payments, No. So that is the expectation from bank. So what banks are doing, right? Bank may be rescheduled their loans in genuine default cases. Rescheduling. What do you mean by a rescheduling? Mean give a more time, give another loan, like some things, right? Or sometimes now, but government given for uh, so people borrowers, we call moratorium. Moratorium mean, remember, moratorium mean you have to pay, but given some time to pay, right? Something like that, right? So that is borrower expecting from a customer, from a bank. And also, if you're going to take the loan without giving much hassles, make again, right? So what is borrower expecting from a bank, right? And without hassles, they want to get the money. So that is borrowers expecting from a bank, right? We are look at it in different ways. So look at it another case. Say a person, employee working abroad, he sent the money to Sri Lankan beneficiaries. What Sri Lankan worker, immigrant worker expecting from a financial institution? What? Efficient delivery of remittances and forex deposit at favorable terms. So he need more interest. That is why government also give now a little more rates, because we need some money. But that he also expecting, because his hard-earned money from there, he's expecting something. So what banks fulfill that their requirement? Efficient delivery. The moment you get the money, some banks call the local receiver here and immediately deliver the money. And also close communication. Email, they send the email or SMS to the beneficiary here, or we have low charges, or maybe have a speedy distribution. And also now top of that, they may have now a lot of draws also, no? If you send the money, we have a raffle draw and give you like that also, arranged by the bank, right? Now you see, how can you build up the trust and confidence of different customer groups, right? So I hope you understood that part. Okay, clear now? Okay, understood, right? Okay, any clarification? Any clarification you need, Pudha? Just ask for me. Any clarification you need, right? Any clarification? Any clarification you need from this point, right? How about Kumudu? Right, I'm sorry, always I'm telling I have the font names, I can read it. Okay, Kumudu, you understood? Chalani, Kumudu, Mohammed, Sajika. I don't know whether I'm correcting your names properly. Sevandi. Yes, okay. Right, what is this name? Alhakon. What is your first name? Maunia? No, sorry. Uania. Right. Okay, Uania. How to pronounce this? Uania. You said yes. Okay, forget about it. So difficult to pronounce, right? Okay. Right. Now we are moving to the another important area. So we are going to discuss the client relationships, some sort of a relationship. And mind you, and you may going to learn this one if anybody is doing the law. So you are going to learn the relationship building of these things. But I'm trying to also uh, just to explain about the relationship. So what do you mean by a relationship? As I told you earlier, so we have sometimes the relationship managers, relationship officers, right? So what their main job is to deal with certain customers, right? Actually, it is an association between two parties. right? Association between two parties, we simply call the relationship, right? And 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 it's give more attention because of the relationship. So in marketing, we talk about relationship marketing, right? And it's important, right? Have a better relationship when you're dealing, the especially the banker, especially the product banking and things like this, right? Okay, so because of the development of information communication technology, so banks in a position to uh, provides customer services uh, easily. After 1960s, after the introductions of ICT, that information communication technology, so there may be a lot of CRMs, customer relationship management techniques, and software packages available, right? So you have the entire details of the customers, the past track, present track, how many accounts they have taken, right? How many loans they have taken, how the relationship, all you can take, right? Now, what is the main objective of relationship management? To provide better customer service, satisfy your customers, delight your customers. The moment you satisfy, the moment you delight your customers, he more deposit with you. He come and deposit more money with you. So more do transactions is increasing your bottom line, right? So that is why the relationship. Now we just look at it, some technical relationships, right? What's up? Very briefly, right? What is the relationship with the bank? If you deposit the money with the bank, what is the relationship you are going to get it, right? Okay, so there's a relationship. So let's look at it, some relationship. The first one, mortgagee relationship, right? Suppose if you are going to get a loan from a bank, housing loan from a bank, so what is the relationship comes? It is a legal relationship. If a bank takes a security for debt from a customer, the customer become mortgager and banks become mortgagee, right? If you grant a loan, especially for housing loan or any other loan, if you take, what is the relationship? Mortgagee relationship, right? It's a legal relationship, right? Okay. Then bailer relationship. Now say customer, we have a bank provide a service call, but safety locker facility, right? Some banks are having that facility, right? So customer can keep their valuable items, maybe jewelry or maybe say some what you call deeds and all important documents under the bank's custody, right? For that, bank will charge you something, right? So what is the relationship create? That is the bailer-bailee relationship. The customer is the bailer and banks become the bailee who keep it, right? It's called bailer-bailee relationship. And then another important relationship we call principal and agent. Now, who is the principal? Principal is the customer always. Now, good example, when you're writing a check, when you draw a check, what you are telling? Mohuta gewanu. Anagarano. Me mudal, meata gewanu. So who giving orders? So banks act as a when? Whom then? Bank act as an agent. The principal is always is a customer. He tells you what to do to the bank, right? So therefore, the bank customer also have a principal agent relationship. Okay, so customers tell you, customer is the principal who tells the bank to do this. He give instructions. For that, principal will take some, agent will take some charge, but that's another legal relationship. And then the debtor creditor, as I told you, the moment you put the money, deposit the money with the bank, so what you are trying to do? You are a creditor. Now in your deposit slip, you say, please credit. The moment you take the money from the bank, how you call? You are debtor. That's what I think you will remember. Not like any other business. Customers sit both sides of the supply chain. One time he is a creditor, one time he is a debtor. Not any other industry like this. Customer දෙපැත්තෙම ඉන්නේ. But financial industry, customer is both sitting on the both sides of the value chain. One time is a creditor who deposit the money, one time he take the money from the bank, become a debtor. That also a relationship. Right? Remember. Okay? But remember, all these relationships are contractual relationships. So there's some duties and responsibilities, right and duties to be performed by both parties. Right. Okay. So these are, we call them as some sort of a legal relationships. So coming back to our relationship from the marketing point of view, what you're trying to do. So you as a marketer, what you're trying to do? So you categorize your customers you want to put into the top of the ladder. Sometimes we call ladder of loyalty, or sometimes we call relationship ladder. Right. Okay, well, let's look at it now. Now, who is the prospect? Who is the prospect customer? Has yet to do business with your firm. He has not done any business with you. Say for a customer, he has not business done with you. But there's a possibility of he may do business with you. That's what you call prospect customer. When you're issuing shares or issuing some debentures, what banks are preparing? Prospects, that documents. I making prospects. Right? But customer is not when the husband, when the wife prospect going to be a legal guy. Not yet. Right. Next one. The moment he has done some businesses, the moment he opened an account and he's become a buyer, he's our customer. He's become our. Now see, now if our customers keep on doing businesses with us, right, have a long-term relationship, we never say he's my customer. How you call them? Or you can say buyer stroke customer, right? Buyer stroke customer. You can say buyer stroke customer. We never call him as a customer, but you're telling he's my best client. That means, so repeat purchases, right? So you want to convert your prospect to customer, customer to client. Now, not enough. That is not enough. Now you want to further upgrade. Now, so support. So he may support your businesses, likes you firm, but only support you passively. But actively, customers functions. So they will support our activities. Right? We have a lot of clubs formed, and then the customer is giving more advocate right? So if the person is actively recommending, we telling, why don't you go to this bank? Good services, they talk about your products, they talks about your services, and then your customer become advocate, right? And finally you become business partner. Without you, there's nothing he can do. marriage right? Because strong relationship with customer, and customer become partner, he may never leave your organization. So therefore the relationship manager, what he's trying to do, he convert your prospect customer to partner customer, right? He convert your prospect to a partner, right? For that, he has to do a lot of things, right? So a lot of what we're expecting from a customer, we want to convert from prospect customer to a partner, right? So that is what you call the relationship stages. Understood? Right. Now, how can you convert prospect to partner? So that's the issue, no? Right? Now, usually through traditional marketing, through advertising, so what we are trying to explain, to bring the customers to us. But the relationship marketing, we are convert your client to partner, right? Will provide the services to customer, maybe give advices to customer, all things. How can you do that? How can you bring your client to partner? So one techniques I will explain to you is what you call cross-selling. Cross-selling. What do you mean by a cross-selling? Cross-selling means give more financial product to a customer, same customer. Now say for client only the depositor. We'll give him a loan. We'll give him a housing loan. We'll give him all loans. And then he cannot leave out. So he automatically become a partner. So what we try to do, give him a better services. By through cross-selling, you can convert to relationship. That is why we call them. Sometimes we call all these customers. Sometimes we'll send them. Depend on the businesses they're offering, right? And call for a get together or annual get together, or give some right, some gifts also sometimes for these guys. This is how you convert your relationship, because it is very difficult to attract the customer, right? It's very costly, but retention is very easy, less cost. The customers who with us, you more deposits with us, right? So you need to understand this concept, right? Okay, now let's look at it. Another important concept before you complete this section is very interesting. We call CVP, customer value proposition. Right. Now we will look at it this way. How many banks in Sri Lanka? Around 30, so around 30 banks in Sri Lanka. Right. Now why customer come to your bank rather than going to other bank? Why? Sometimes you can, why you marry me? There are enough girls, why you marry me? Somebody does. Hey, you have more bendy. Hey, you have a camati. All the hanging on again. All the hanging on premium. Mamma, it's a lesson up there. Hey, you have more in the camatu. Somebody can ask. What's the answer? So, what customers talking about? Reasons why I am buying your products, or why I am open accounts with your bank. So your bank is giving me higher CVP. That's the reason. Your bank is giving me high value proposition to me than other bank. Then you need to know what are the components of CVP, right? Okay, so what is CVP mean? Customer to buy a particular organization product opposed to competitors, right? Now this concept reveals And that's the perceptions of the customer. The benefits you're going to get me, the benefits you're going to give to me as a customer is more than my competitor, or more than my value, more than my money, right? So therefore, CVP equal is, if you put it in a summation or some arithmetic mean, customer value proposition is equal to benefits you're going to, which I'm going to get it, is more than my cost. It's going to get more than my cost, right? Okay. Up to this point, I hope you understood, right? CVP. Right. Now let's look at it. How can you give these benefits? How can you give more benefits to the customers? What your organization can do? What is the simplest? So CVP is consist of, remember, two things. One is three components is economic value. Now, what do you mean by economic value? Now take a deposit customer. Why go you deposit my bank? So he's telling you, because of high economic value you're offering to me. What do you mean by higher economic value as far as the deposit is concerned? Your bank give me higher interest rate. That's just one reason. One reason. Okay, you can say economic value. Under that, you can say, so your bank is offering me high interest rate, or maybe your bank give me a low interest rate loans than other competitors. One reason, economic value, monetary value, right? One reason. CVP has three components: economic value. Why you deposit with my bank? Why you borrow from my bank? One reason, your interest rate is higher with compared with other banks. Your interest is low compared with other banks. That is why I come to your bank. Economic value. If I ask you, so why you marry me? Now you need the answer, no? What's be the answer? ඔයා තමයි මට වැඩිම දෑවැද්දක් දෙන ළමයා. If you put it in that way, right? I just put a joke, right? Economic value. Some people like that, no? Why you are marrying me? Because you are giving me high dowry. That is why I married. I'm not bothered other things. One fact. Second point. Right? Okay. Second point. Second point is material value. Material value. So what do you mean by material value? What are the other benefits? Other additional benefits I am going to get it. Right. Take for an example. Deposit customer. What are the other benefits you are going to get other than the interest rate? That is material value. Okay, you may have insurance cover, you may have a free debit card, so many other benefits you're associating. Maybe you giving some gifts. That's the reason. That is why I look at the material value. If you look at the case of why you first one from marriage. What is the first one? Girl and a boy. Boy is saying, why I marry you? I told you the story, no? The girl is asking, why you are marrying me? And now boy is telling, because higher economic value. What is economic value? Oya tamaya mata ready put it down. Right. Second, material value. Now we say, what is material value? Now is this. So you are the only child in the family. I don't have any burden. ඇත්තක් හිතන්නකෝ දැන් ඔයාට තව නංගිලා 3-4 දෙනෙක් කියනවා ආවොත් එහෙම දැන් මමනේ ලොකු බෑන මට මේ ඔක්කොම කරගහන්න. Only you in the family, or maybe your father, a business person or respected person in the country, මට easy job එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් මට තත්ත්වයට policy මට police part දාගෙන ඉන්න පුළුවන්. Another important, that's the material value, right? I just give you an example, right? Then the third one is the emotional value. What is emotional value? Some people like to have a account with certain banks. I have an account with so-called X bank. Having an account with that bank also give us some, mentality good, right? Nice passbook, nice credit card. I can use anywhere in the world. Having an account also prestigious to me, right? Some people are having the car. Everybody is having a car. So why you're going some Benz or Mercedes Benz or this thing? Because we give you, it's an emotional value. Now, don't ask me that part from the why you are marrying me for emotional, because for certain reason you have a nice hair, long hair like that. So you also have some emotional things, nice figure, like that, right? Now, customer, a bank who can give all these values to the customer is buying your product than your company. Now, what banks is trying to do? So every bank is trying to give these three components, right? So that is how you improve your customer value proposition, right? So then it's build up the relationship. Okay, right. I hope you understood these few points which I explained to you today, right? Right. So today we are going to close from this point, right? So we have some more time, 30 minutes. Okay, clear now? Any questions, right? So we are going to cover confidence management. So next week, as I told you, we are going to start what? We're going to start the HR, another interesting area. Remember, human resource management, only you're going to learn from clients management, not any other subjects. If you have bank subjects, even for DABF, no subject will going to talk about HR. Only financial clients management talk about HR. So you get a better understanding about human resource management. So I will start from next week. Clear? So any clarification you need? Any clarification you need? Up to now you understood, or now we are going to move into the question and answers. Okay, right? So how about Mohammed? So you understood, I suppose, right? And then Kumudu, Chalani, so Taranga, Tarushi, no? Tarushi, how to pronounce? I'm going to try to pronounce this name. Alhakon, Vinya. Is that correct? Uvinia or Vinia? I don't know. This very difficult name to pronounce, right? Okay, doesn't matter. Right. So now we are moving to take your question paper, the model question paper. I try to give another question paper possible for next time as well. Right. Get the question number 2. Right. Your model question paper, question number 2. Okay. Read this question. I hope you have written the answers, right? Hopefully, yeah, I don't know. So what to do? ඔයා ලිව්වොත් ඔයා තමයි ගොඩ යන්නේ. මම නෙමෙයිනේ. ඒ නිසා so you try to එතකොට you don't want to wait for the last minute to study, right? අර එදා වේල කරගෙන ගියා නම් so you are very equipped. So you don't want to, right, spend more time for your final exam, right? But try to understand. Okay, right. Read the question number 2. I'm going to do question number 2 and 3 now, right? You have already, I hope you have written the answers. You want to check with your own answers, right? Okay, read the second question. I will read with you. You also please read. Customer charter. That of course we have learned now. Extensively we have learned. Deposit insurance scheme. Right, that also we have learned. Credit Information Bureau, that also we have learned. And Financial Ombudsman. Four people we are talking about have been established by the banking industry to protect and promote customer rights, trust, and confidence. Clear? Right? So these are the four institutions established by the financial industry to protect customers' rights, trust, and confidence. Are we? Right. Now the first question: name the key areas covered under customer chart. What are the key areas covered under customer chart? Okay. What are the key areas? There are basically 7 key areas. One is basically provide customer informations about understanding product and services. First one, provide information to the customers with regard to product and services. Right? Okay. First one, provide information to the customers for product and service to understand, better understanding about your product. Second one, not only provide information, create awareness and understanding about the terms and conditions of that particular product and services. Terms and conditions. Right? Under what terms and condition you open an account? Under what terms and condition you can close the accounts or like that? Terms and conditions. Second point. Third point, compensation. Right? If suppose the bank is going to close your account, what is the compensations going to get? Compensation. Third is compensation. Fourth is protection from who? Agents. Protection from agents. What are the things prevented by the agent? Harassing your customers, not to use abuse words to collecting, right? Matakani piyanu tanni gila neda. Ara debt correct karanta gila. Maruwe customer neda. Aangiwa karanta ba. So that is what you call protection from bank agents. Fourth one. Fifth one, complaint measurements and relief. Complaint measurement. You must have establish a complaint measurements and relief. Right? Complaint handling. Then, but so bank must provide, but attention to what type of customers? Needy customers, elders, senior citizens, disabled people, like that. Right. So 6.1 is attention to needy customers like senior citizens and things. 7th one is what? The last one? Up to now, what banks need to give to the customer. So the last one is what? Customer towards banks. That means customer obligations towards banks. Right? Customer obligations towards banks. That's the 7 points. Okay, clear? Right? These are the 7 areas covered under customer chart. Next one. Under the deposit scheme, that means the deposit insurance scheme, the premium required to be paid by member institution on eligible deposits on monthly, quarterly basis, name 5 deposits which are not eligible for calculation. Now you remember deposit insurance scheme. We discuss in greater length. Right? So what is the deposit insurance scheme? So what are the percentage? I told you banks how much, financial institution how much, 0.1 to 0.15, right? Depend on your asset base. When are you going to pay your premium? How you calculate the premium? We all discuss. So when you're calculating the premium is based on the deposits amount. So we discuss there are some deposits you are not going to take into account when you're calculating your premium. Right? There are some accounts you are not going to take into account calculating your deposits. So what are the accounts is not taking into account you're calculating the deposits? First one, but any deposits you are taking from your member banks or any financial institution. Now say you are the Sampath, HNB want to deposit the money, you want to take that deposits take into account your calculation. So then first one is 5 accounts now. Name first 5 deposit of member financial institution. Second one, any government institution deposits. Any government deposits. Any government deposit. Any government deposits. Third one, shareholders, directors, key management people, or their close relatives. Third one, directors, shareholders, key management people, or their related. You are not going to take into account. Okay, right? These are the 3 kinds. These accounts is not going to take. Next one, deposit under what we have discussed morning little earlier. Abundant properties are not going to take into account. Deposit held under abundant property category. And then automatically the next one is what? We are not going to take into account the dormant account as well. And the last one is we are not going to take into account the deposit held as collateral. දැන් අපි හිතමු ඔයා ගාව 1 million තියෙනවා කියලා 1 million වලින් ඔයා loan එකක් කරන් තියෙනවා 80000. දැන් 1 million වලින් ලක්ෂ 10ක ලක්ෂ 5ක. ඒතකොට ඒ amount එකක් ගන්නේ නැහැ. Right? So these are the deposits you are not going to take into account when you are calculating your deposit insurance. I told you this question is not yet asked, can be asked. What are the deposits not taken into account when you're calculating your deposit insurance scheme? And the examiner will test it you. Repeat the last point. The last point is, okay, I will repeat it again, right? What are the accounts not covered? One is deposit from member countries. That means member institution, like I said, told you, suppose your bank is Sampat, you are not going to take the deposit by the HNB with your bank. There are instances like that you are not going to take into account. Second one, you are not going to take into account the deposits done by government of Sri Lanka. ආණ්ඩුවේ ආයතන වලින් කරන ලද තැන්පතු ගන්නේ නැහැ. Third one, directors, shareholders, or KMPs, key management people, or their relatives, you are not going to take into account. Next one, deposits comes under dormant category, and what's the other one? What is the other category we call? Abundant property category. Right. And then the last one, I think you are referring to that. AB is what? The deposits taken under collateral. That collateral, deposit under collateral. Now say a customer comes to a bank. If they are having a deposit of 1 million, he has taken a loan of that. So those deposits are also not going to take into account because money has already given, no? Right? That's the case. Right? So deposits, collaterals, right? What you call deposit falling, deposit held as collateral, not going to take into account. Where deposit එකක් තියලා තියෙනවා නම් අපයක් වශයෙන් ඒක ගන්නෙත් නැහැ. Okay, clear now? I think you understood now. Another දරුවා ඒකද you asked, right? That's the question you asked. Right. I hope that's the question you asked, right? Clear? Okay. Right. Then we move into the next question. Name 2 objectives of financial ombudsman scheme. What are the objectives? The 2 main objectives are, one objective is to settle financial disputes and give resolution. solution, right? Settled financial disputes, first one, settled financial disputes. And the second one, you can say, through financial ombudsman, what we are trying to do, build up trust and confidence. Build up trust and confidence. Second, build up trust and confidence. Right. That for the question 2, 3. Right. 2, 4. What are the advantages of crib to both to the customer and the institution? That's both are benefited. Now, most of the time, what we think, it is benefited only to the banks. No, customers also benefited. Now, let's look at it how it benefited. Two ways. You put here customer and you put here financial institution. How customer benefit? First, we look at it how customer benefited. And that is the only thing customer can prove their credit worthiness. Right? When you see, he has settled all the loans. So that means you can put confirm their credit worthiness, customers' credit worthiness. Right? It's give you a good customer to the bank, credit worthiness of customers. Through I reports, right? Through I report. Right? And he can take more loans without hassle, can take more loans. Because he can demand, because he's a credit worthy customers, he can demand more loans. Right. Now we look at it from the financial institution point of view. What are how CRIP facilitate financial institution and make it favorable decisions about the credit, to grant credit. So banks can easily evaluate the credit worthiness of the customer. So therefore, bank can take their credit decision very easily. Right? Clean man. Right? Credit decisions. And bank also can identify defaulters. So another benefits. Bank can identify defaulters. And also monitoring and review existing customers as well. Right? Passing. Review and monitoring existing customers. Provide. Right. Then, okay. You can obtain services from CRIP for research purposes, or maybe some research purposes, or some credit rating facilities. You can obtain services from CRIP. Right? So look at it both sides. Right. Now we move into question number 3. Right? Question number 3. So what are the advantages of deposit insurance scheme for customers? Of course, you know that advantages, no? What is the first advantage we say? Encourage savings among small scale. Now, what are the advantages for customers, right? Encourage small scale depositors. What is? Customers can get, what's the amount? 600,000 per customer per institution. When that finance companies is collapse or maybe cancel their license. Right? Okay. Safeguard the interest of depositors. Okay. So these are the benefits you are going to get from the customer. Right. Question number 2, 3.2. What is the key information must be displayed to customers according to the customer chart? right? You will recall it, right? If you are working in the bank, you know what are the things you need to show to the customers under customer charter. First one, all deposit and lending interest rates. All deposits and current interest rates about your deposits and credits. All current interest rate you need to display to the customers. Second, you need to show not only the interest rate but also buying and selling rate of foreign currencies. Buying and selling rates of foreign currencies. Second, buying and selling currencies. Third, credit ratings, your credit ratings. So every banks need to obtain a credit rating from a credit rating agency, which has to be shown to the customers. Three, what else? Why not bank, but license? Bank license, right? Bank license you need to show to the customers. What else? A little while ago we discussed banking business hours and holiday notices. Banking business hours. ඒක නේද ගහලා තියෙන්නේ 8:30යි 9:30යි 8:30යි 4:30යි like that. Okay. So you have to show banking hours and holiday notices. Another one. You need to show two peoples. Who are these two guys? Financial Ombudsman and what is the other one? Can anybody tell me? You need to show in your branches to show customers. One is Financial Ombudsman office address. What is the other one? Can anybody tell me what is the other one? There are two things you need to show. Another one you need to show. If now when you go to Tuesday to office, we see whether you have put those things. Electronic. What is the other one? One is Financial Ombudsman. What is the other one? Can any volunteer tell me? Taranga. What is the other one? Or Sajika? What's the other one you need to show to the customers? First one is Financial Ombudsman. Who is the other institutes you need to show to the customers? If you have a problem with some money, some loan, anybody can mention? No idea. Right. The answer is Credit Counseling Center. Credit Counseling Center. Right? Credit Counseling Center. Right. Next one. What is the role of Financial Ombudsman? Right? The same thing, but you can put more. You can say apart from that, satisfactory settlement and resolutions of complaints. Second one, power to make rewards to customers, power to make any financial rewards to customers. Now I told you both are coming, and he said you have to pay so much. He can tell bank to pay so much, and also power into inquire into customers' complaint. He has a power to inquire into customers' complaint. Right? That's the role of financial ombudsman. The main objective is to settle the disputes between member institutions and customers. Right. The last one of this, name 3 steps taken by regulators to protect customers from unscrupulous financial institutions. දැන් මෙතනම තියෙනවානේ හොර ඩිපොසිට් සල්ලි ගන්න අයගේ වළක්ව ගැනීම සඳහා regulators got the actions model. Right? One is AER, display AER, annual effective rates. So credit ratings, customer charters, supervision, deposit insurance schemes. So all things you can mention, right? Okay, so thereby we try to, thereby we just completed answer 2, 3, and okay. So next week we are trying to do question number 4 and 5 where you can answer. So this question session to be effective, so you need to write the answers to them, right? Okay, so it's up to you. Right now, if I ask you honestly, how many of you have written the answers to previous one correctly? Right? How many of you have done at least 1%? Right? How many of you have done correctly the answers? So important thing is you try to refer your note. This it's become your study note then. At the exam, you don't want to read all these tunes. So this question and answers will become your reading material, right? So give the things from your textbook, from your notes, right? So then you write it referring your notes, and when I tell something new or extra, you can add to that, and then your answer become very comprehensive one. So definitely you're going to end up with A distinction. I'm 100% sure, right? The other important things, so you be with the lectures. I know a lot of students are not maybe listening during this, and most of them are uh, they go through our lectures when they are free. So it's okay. That's up to you all, right? But is lively, actively participate is always better, right? So then you have any problem, you can ask from me, and that's the best way. But anyhow, I know a lot of students are joining with the recorded version, right? A lot of students are doing, but ideal is with the live participation. Okay, final one. So till you time on next after the new regime, right? We will meet your new regime, no? Okay, right? So how about I will just ask from you for how about against Chalani, Mohammed, Dilchan, Suvendi, Taranga, Uni, ay mara nama kacau nama itu Wania, 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 right? Okay, Vimandi, Samuduni, right? So you understood. So any things have you understood up to the what we have discussed now? Okay, right? Okay, Vimandi, no? Vimandi, right? Right. I hope you understood everything. Um, right. Okay, Mr. Dilshan. So good. So then, right. Right. Okay. Right. So we'll see you on next Sunday. So I will try to give you another question paper if possible. So remember, it's very interesting. We are going to start HR next week. Right. Very interesting. So once we complete HR, you may go in for a short human resource management course. Something you feel it, right? So you know what is happening in the HR division also. If you know you are not in the HR division, so you know little more on human resource development. Okay. When I did past papers, right now I will check on that Dilshan. I will check on the IBSL authorities concerned. I just checked with them. They said they are going to put into their website, right? So then you can just refer. Otherwise, I'll see whether I can give some. I'll see whether I can give some papers, right? But is they are going to give you, right? Okay, then we will see you on next Sunday. And it's possible, try to answer, right? That is my humble request from you. I want everybody you all to pass. Okay, that's my intention. Right. See you on next Sunday.